So, hey folks, I'm Danielle. I was only meant to be doing the up and down changing slides thing today. And if you have a look at your schedule, you're meant to be hearing from Joan McAleer. Joan's sick. Like, really sick. And she messaged me last night, and I was like, oh, it's fine. Look after your health. We'll be grand. So what you're about to see is a performance art piece on winging it. Which is starting well, because after getting everyone else's, I can't find my slides. Woo. That's not me. Spoilers for later. So what this is a talk I gave 3 years ago. Excuse, but this is, my Google Drive folder that I happen to have, still lying around. So I only kind of know what's coming up on these slides more than you do. So we'll see how this goes. Going to be a bit of a history lesson, a bit of a lecture, and a bit of a Jesus, let's be better. So first of all, we're starting out. This is overall a talk in women in technology, which I guess we don't know a lot about in this room. Stick with me. Back in the day, we ruled this. This was our industry. So an article from Cosmopolitan in 1967, I don't know if they were the same as they were then now, much more interesting articles, but talked about the computer girls who had taken over the industry, how this was the perfect job for young women. Trainee could earn $8,000 a year, and a senior systems analyst was up to 20 grand. Sounds pretty sweet. Why was this a job for us? It was secretarial work. That's what programming was seen as. It wasn't important, it wasn't powerful. The real boys did the tough work with the, hardware. Made everything work, made it all matter. Then a fairly amazing woman came along called Grace Hopper, who invented the compiler. And she kind of made it so that the hardware wasn't as important anymore. It was the software that did the real work. You can see there, she compared it. Programming is like planning a family dinner. I do a lot of STEM events, and I know there's a lot of amazing STEM ambassadors in here too. And sometimes when I'm trying to explain the concept of programming to them, I ask them how to make a sandwich. And it's like, all right, well, you put the butter on the bread. Okay, so do you put the tub of butter on top of a loaf of bread? And try and explain to them how you have to break it down into the intricate steps. And that's all programming is, right? It's simple. So what happened is people realized programming's pretty important. The boys started to notice, and they decided to take over. Yeah, grown louder. So here's a pretty depressing graph. The red line that you can hopefully see fairly well is women majors in computer science. So the other lines are medical school, law school, the physical sciences, all things that would have fairly similar cliche gender balances. And you can see that around the mid-80s, we disappeared. We literally plummeted out of this. What the hell happened? Not only did the men notice it was good and it was important, they actively excluded us. When it came to within fraternities in the US, the stereotypes started to be built of what it takes to be a good developer. And those stereotypes they set up weren't our natural characteristics. Something else happened. Home computing. Class ads, aren't they? Who are they targeted at? Home computing was targeted at men. It was toys for the boys. That bottom one is just spectacular. All of them, the guy with the Apple II, whilst wife does the dishes, awesome. And similarly, the movies that came out then, right? Revenge of the Nerds, Weird Science, boys getting their way with women through technology. It was great. And these were all major events in the 80s, and you can see that is where we disappeared. It's class, right? But to try and just kind of reinforce it, where are we now? Come on, Danielle, tell us it's getting better. It's not really. Yeah, so again, I did this 3 years ago. These stats were a little more up to date then. Trust me, it's still similar. So for 2013-14, computer science here in Northern Ireland, 27% were women. Not great. You can see those at the back of the room. It might be harder to see The first section that I've circled is computer science. The tall one is men, the little one is women. The other one is engineering and technology, a little more generic. The big one's men, the little one's women. We're not getting back. We're really not. 2013, 7.7% of students taking computing A-level were women. I used to use the word female a lot more then. I'm better now. I use women. I should have updated these. 2014-15, 18% of students across the UK were women. That's less than 20%. I want to tell you that these initiatives are making things better. They're not. Feels really good for the organisers today, doesn't it? Sorry. The great thing is, like, for me, selfishly as a women tech, I am a member of all these groups. I go to all these events, and for me, it's better. There's a lot of these faces in the room that I know, and I can chat to. And if there's any, are the kids still here? If there's any shit happening, like, they're the ones I can go and talk to, and they understand and they relate. So whilst we still have a lot of work to do in the numbers, we're better for each other, and it's a better experience, I hope, for those of us that are in it. All right, we can make it better though, because the problem doesn't start at schools and universities. That's where all these initiatives are targeting. When kids are tiny, the boys get these toys. You build the things. They can, it's remote controlled. You build it, you create it. A girl gets given a doll. What's it do? It's a doll. Why are there no engineers? Whew. It used to be better. This beautiful Lego ad in the 80s. Little boy and girl doing the same things, building the same things, being equal with each other. Have you seen Lego these days? Whew, girls, you get the pink ones. You build the hairdressers, you build the spa. It's great, isn't it? But again, there's hope, right? Things are getting better, right? If we take off all the angry people on the internet, there are role models out there. Let your kids see these when they're young. I'm someone who doesn't have children, so therefore I tend to blame the parents a lot. I mean that with all love and respect. No. But I'm an aunt, right? So my friend makes a lot of fun of me because, like, at Christmas I went to get my 7-year-old cousin a book that I picked up from Waterstones that was fairy tales that had been rewritten with a feminist twist. The princesses saved themselves. I got told to take a day off. Thanks, Laura. But at that young age, like, show them this. Doc McStuffins is absolutely class. Not only is she a girl who's being a doctor, Disney aren't great when it comes to colour either, but here they are, it's amazing. Be aware of what they're seeing at that young age. Show them these amazing characters that are starting to become more prevalent. I hear Captain Marvel's amazing, only released yesterday. Take them to see it. Be aware of the games they play. There are these Robot Turtles is literally a physical board game equivalent of programming. It's actually good. It doesn't sound like everyone would be into it. But this kind of highlight, there are things out here. Zoe mentioned she helps run one of the awesome coder dojos in Belfast. There are others. And there's Scratch as well, which is a really fun tool to get your kids into programming. It is step by step. Anyone can do it. Organisation called Code Club has these how-tos. That means you kind of need no experience to go into this. They give you the solutions so you can help your kids build it. No matter what programming you're doing, the core elements are the same, right? We have conditionals, we have loops. It doesn't matter what language it is. Scratch teaches those core concepts without worrying about the syntax, right? Who gives a shit where your bracket is, where your semicolon is? This is just drag, drop, getting those basic principles into place, how you can break down a problem into these little sections. It's awesome. I think then as an industry as well, oh no shit, that's it. I thought I had another slide. So as an industry as well, supporting these things and your employees to go out and do them during work time. I did run a code club with a P7 class for a full academic term. So it was going in as an after schools club once a week and introducing them to Scratch, and in the second term, HTML, which was fascinating. You find the kids that when they were building the games in Scratch, they liked not only were they building a game, but they could learn how to hack it. Kind of like Vicky said with pets, she changed it so it did what she wanted it to do. When I taught them that it was a 2-player game, and if you change this number, your player moves faster than your friends. That's hilarious to them. They loved it. They got the buy-in there. And then with the HTML, when we moved on to it, they're using the internet every day. And it was again, giving them that power of create. It's the fear that at the minute we're generating a generation of users rather than creators. And hopefully these are some ideas of how we can try and fix that. Done?